Hey pros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today we are working with my client who is actually a new client and came to me because her hair needed a lot of TLC. Apparently she had gotten a permanent color and then she also got a relaxer. That in turn broke off a lot of her hair on the sides and the back. And we just had a lot of things that we needed to fix. Definitely blending her hair. Another part of it was to help correct the fact that the color that was utilized for her blended way too much with her skin tone, and it just made her look very mute. So today we're just doing a complete revamp of everything. So she's getting a color, she's getting a cut. We're also just going through and blending out the areas where she has a lot of that thinning or breakage from the color and the relaxer. Which when I say color and relaxer, you guys, I mean they put permanent color on first and then relaxed it. And now all of that hair that was super fragile already ended up breaking off and causing a lot of gashes and gaps in her hair. So today we're going to just kind of blend it as best we possibly can and also just start the process of the regrowth of those areas. And as they regrow is when we start to clean them up and just blend it so that she is back to her full self of a full-on haircut. Now, outside of that, she is also experiencing, just some maturity thinning, which comes along with, as we mature, that kind of happens too. So in those areas, we're not going to really mess with that. We're just going to blend her crown area so that it all can just seem all together and just really just bring her back to life. Now, if you guys are new here, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Elite Pro team by clicking the link in the description box to become one of our Elite Pro Plus members. Now, because she has a lot of that thinning going on more towards the face, I didn't want to cut her hair too short because I wanted to ensure that I had enough hair for coverage. And I also wanted to ensure that I didn't cut too much off at this stage of the process, seeing as though we have a lot more blending to do and you don't want to leave the hair looking uneven or what I would call a forced style. So I'm really just utilizing over direction when it came onto the haircut, just to ensure that I left enough hair or enough length for us to be able to continue masking her broken areas until they grow out. Now for her shampoo service, we did not actually do a relaxer today. We just did a shampoo service. To start her off, I did use our Elite Clarify to cleanse her hair and her scalp. We are actually going to be doing a semi-permanent color today, in which a lot of you are more concerned, like, well, wasn't it the color that caused the problem before? Actually, it was permanent color that caused the problem before. The good thing about semi-permanent color is it is deposit only. It also helps to fill the cuticle, leaving the hair looking healthier than it started, and also a lot shinier. So that is the reason why we decided to do a semi-permanent color, and that is what we'll be doing going forward. Now for her treatment shampoo, I did use the B7 shampoo. That is great for people who have fine textured hair. They want that volume or that density. She is clearly fine textured, you guys, even though she has a lot of thinning. So of course the name of the game is to give her as much volume as absolutely possible. Now that we're complete with her shampoo process, I'm going to go ahead and start my color application. As I said, you guys, this is a semi-permanent color. You guys know, as a pro, you always want to make sure that you're doing this the professional way by utilizing a bowl and brush with your hair color. And again, this is a semi-permanent gray coverage color, so it's best for people who have that gray hair. It's great for gray blending, and some people it does give 100% coverage. Now, whenever you are applying your semi-permanent color, you guys, just ensure that you are following the manufacturer specifications. And just a reminder, we also have a masterclass available on EliteHairCareUSA.com, where you can purchase to find out the tips and tricks on properly coloring your hair at home using semi-permanent color, as well as resources for different colors that you can use, etc. and so forth. So you guys visit our website, EliteHairCareUSA.com. Now, after I apply her color, this is actually going to sit and process. And then once she processes, we'll go ahead and rinse her and then start her mold process. Now, also in the masterclass video or the video guide, that is where you guys also get additional tips and tricks on helping to achieve full coverage and to make sure that that gray hair is definitely covered, because that is one of the more complicated pieces. Now that her color is finished, I'm just going through and getting her ready to get molded. Now, I did most of her cut when she was dry. A lot of stylists don't like to do dry cutting when the hair is dirty, but because I knew that I was not going to be relaxing her, that is the reason why I decided to do it when the hair was dry. So for her mold, I did not have to do any cutting first, other than when I did her preliminary cutting, and then I'll clean her cut up at the end. Now, to mold her hair, I used our Elite Silk Wrap Foam. You guys know that I always say to go ahead and position the hair as close to how you plan on styling it before you start your mold, so it makes molding even easier for you because you're not trying to move hair in places that it wasn't there before. And also, when you're dealing with people or even your hair where you have a lot of thinning or you're trying to mask the area, I don't recommend doing a lot of lines in the hair. I would say to make everything as seamless as possible, and you pull hair towards the areas that you're trying to cover and do your absolute best from there. So now that the hair is dry, I'm just going through and just combing her hair out so that I can get her prepared to clean up any areas that need a little more detailing, and then to also curl her. Now for the front area, because you guys can clearly tell that area does not have a lot of density, we're going to be doing a little bit of flat styling or bump styling, which you'll be able to see towards the end of the video what we do with that area. And then for her nape area, she wanted to keep it a little bit longer. She didn't want it faded out. So I just used my trimmers and my edgers to just clean up the side, the hairline itself. And then I left the base very wispy. Now, before I started to curl her, I did apply some of our frizz control. This is going to be a glossifier, but also a heat protectant. And then I'm just using a 3/10 of an inch iron to curl her. This is also known as a pencil iron. Now for this part, some people can curl, some people cannot. If you're one of those people who you can't really curl your hair as well as you would like, then you can actually do what we call a bump style, where you just kind of bump the top and then you just kind of use your fingers to style the rest. The good thing is, if your cut is right and your mold is right, you don't have to do a ton of work. So keep that in mind, you guys, when you are determining, what style is going to work for you, especially if you're trying to do this from home. And then also for the areas where she has a lot of thinning, you're going to notice that I don't do a lot of curls, because I need to be able to have coverage in that area, and I wanted to utilize as much of her hair as possible. If I add curls to that area that she's thinning, it's actually going to end up exposing the area more than helping to mask the area. So you'll see that I use a lot looser of a curl, and then at some points I don't even curl it at all. But this is all the name of the game, you guys. It's all about just blending and using, your knowledge to try to figure out how to make this work where it doesn't look so odd or awkward for yourself or your client. And then for her crown area, I did put a little bit of volume up there. Now remember, her hair is slightly longer in the crown. You're not going to be able to achieve a ton of volume because it's so much longer, and because I have to be able to cover that hairline. So I just kind of did a little bit of bumping, and then I didn't put any type of hairspray on her hair because I wanted to make sure that it was nice and soft and pliable. So just in case I needed to move any hair in any other places, I was able to do so. Now, once I finished using the smaller iron and giving her all her curls, I went in with our Flow 3-in-1 comb just to kind of comb her hair through and distribute, the curls, or make them lay flat or style it. However you want, whatever word you want to use is what we use. Okay, guys? Now for that area over her ear that is a little bit thinner, if you guys noticed when we first started, it was more exposed. By using a darker color, we were able to kind of mask a lot of that thinning. And that is really, once again, the name of the game. You have to just make sure that you are utilizing colors and technique to more mask a lot of thinning and shedding and breakage. And then from there, as the hair grows out, you're able to do other styles, and you're able to, start being able to improvise in the nature of the style that you're doing. But all in all, she did love her hair. She got a ton of compliments. I actually just did her hair again since doing this video, and she is in love all over again.